Boom, 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 boom. What's up? I'm Austin Griffith. Happy Bow Tie Friday. Thanks for joining us. We got the Build Guild here. We're guild building. We're building stuff. We get together every week or so and show off what we're working on Friday. And I wear a silly bow tie. Happy Bow Tie Friday. First up is going to be Codechef. Codechef just won an award at ETH Global. A handful of us were there hacking. And Codechef just makes a lot of fun games. And I think, Codechef, you made a game at ETH Global that was kind of Monopoly-esque, and you deployed it on Gnosis Chain, and it sounds like you got an award for Gnosis
Yeah.
Chain games. But yeah, go ahead, take it away. Maybe tell us what you built there, and jump into your build here.
Okay. I don't have showing like a different game right now.
Okay, different game. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I'll
We'll
show the
keep the
next one.
award-winning game on the shelf.
Yeah.
Keep going. You got it.
Okay. When I'll share my screen. Uh.
Should be good. We
Uh.
got it. Yep.
Can you see your screen?
Yep. Looks like we got
Okay.
pies and
20
cakes.
minutes.
Hi. Hi. So I built a
Thank
on-chain
you.
game where a NFT versus NFT where your NFT can fight other NFTs for tremendous price. And here you could go. Right now you see it's a marketplace where you can set up your characters or mint a NFT to so you can face other NFTs. So we'll choose this character. You could combine, so mint your character NFT so you can play, and then you can convert it to a token bound account so it can hold some NFTs.
So
Um,
that's must be the 6551, right?
yes. And then you will be wondering why is there weapons? Well, weapons are minted inside the token bound account, which be used to like your moves. Like you can attack other player with different kinds of weapon, like pies and cake. And then this is how much damage you could do to the player, and then there's some cooldowns. So, so let's say I buy some Pi NFTs. So this will mint an NFT to this token bound account, and then buy cakes. And then you go to the game, and then this is like a dashboard. You see all the match that you can challenge to our player. You could click on create match. So I just create a match. So I switch to a second account. So this one. Um, no, I have one already. So hopefully this was a different count. So I could click on battle. This is different. Okay, this is my second count. So you can accept the challenge and then uh-oh.
Uh-oh, looks like same players.
Oops. Uh oh, it's this one. Okay, and this will be a new match. Sorry about that.
All
Uh,
good.
okay, now we'll switch to another player and do it correctly this time.
There we go.
All right, so now you have like two different players, so you click on join. Let's see now. So here's the match number one, and here's the other one, and just click join for this one. All right, so yeah, now we have like entities battling each other, and then you can use some ions to do some damage. So let's say I want you to throw a pie to on this entity player. This and so this entity will take like 5 damage, and then the other one, is it working? Yeah, just like to use a cake, and notice that there's a cooldown. So each time you use a weapon, you have to wait like 30 seconds, and that's pretty much it. So you just keep battling each other until one of them HP hits a zero, and then you win the game. And yeah, very simple. Um, that's all I got so far. So yeah, any questions?
That's awesome. There was a question in the chat from Lulox about does it deploy a contract? And I think the answer is yes. It takes the 6551 standard takes some given NFT that you have in an NFT contract, and it uses create2 to deploy this little lightweight contract that basically represents the address of that NFT. And then you can send things in and out of it. And you basically have to be the owner of the NFT to be able to orchestrate like moving things in and out of the NFT. And what he's done here is you've sent in pies and cakes that are like owned by the NFT, but then the NFT like uses those pies and cakes to do damage to the other NFT. So it's kind of like NFTs owning NFTs and using them to battle. I think, are the
Yeah,
pies and cakes NFTs also?
Yes, NFTs.
Okay,
Minting
cool.
inside
And
the
maybe the
token blockchain.
HP is like an ERC. You could make the HP an ERC20, the hit points, but probably you're just keeping track of a counter in a
Yeah,
smart
just
contract for the
using
game.
counter. Yeah.
Yep, yep. Cool. Very cool. Cool game. You've done crafting games, you've done like board games. All of them sort of have this kind of like this game um uh lobby kind of mechanic. And I think that's something that we should focus on as game builders too, is coming up with how this game lobby works and how, are these games infinite games that are played autonomously forever, or is it like a match with a round system where you come in and play through a round? And I think that's a fun thing to be discovering in this space too. Good build, Codechef. Any other
Thank you.
questions? All right, Coderxyz is up next, I think, showing off the OP project. A little background on that. We have, ooh, can you heal your NFT? Olga says. I bet if he built it into the game, maybe you could eat some cake and get a little stronger.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Awesome. Okay, Coderxyz will be showing off. I think, yeah, Coderxyz is here. I think they will be showing off the OP build, and it's kind of an interesting story. OP is funding us retroactively. Oh, I'm catching my own. Oh, there we go. Got him muted. Coder XYZ, are you out there?
Oh yeah, can you hear me? I'm
Yeah,
here.
we got you. Yep.
Cool, cool, cool. Yes, I'm gonna share. Actually, gonna share another project. It's called
Okay.
Let me know if you can see the screen, but it's called
Yep.
IntelliQuiz.
IntelliQuiz. Yep, we've got it.
Yes. So this is a project based on based on my needs. So I usually do a space repetition throughout my learning journey. So I needed to. I use Quizlet. But with Quizlet, you have to create everything manually. Like suppose that you are learning React. Suppose I'm learning React, right? And if I go to Quizlet and it's not there, then I need to come up and I need to type everything. So I was thinking, why don't I create a something like Quizlet, where you can come and learn a topic, and then if it is not there, we use AI to generate that. So I basically did that, and this is like how it works. So here you can test your knowledge, challenge your friends, and then also challenge yourself. This is a how the quiz a question will look, and it's very simple. It's basically 3 steps. The first step is to come into the dashboard and search for the topic, or the topic of the skills that you want to master. And if it is not there, then you can quickly create one within seconds using AI. Then once your quiz is ready, then you can take the quiz and then challenge yourself. And then you can also, in the future, I would like to share this. I would like to make it more competitive, or adding like a community-based like leaderboard, where you can challenge your friends. Say something for like you can challenge your friends for a coffee, for lunch, or something like that. Like suppose that suppose that you and your friend are taking a class together, a course together. Then you can challenge. You can create you can create quickly a quiz about your class, and then you can challenge your friend. And if whoever loses is gonna pay for the coffee, let's say. So the way it works is right now I am deploying to the Filecoin calibration. It's gonna be very slow. So so yeah, this is the dashboard. So here you can come and then search for the topic. Suppose that I would like to learn React, and it's not here, so I can just come here and then say something like create a simple React JS quiz. Quiz. And what it's gonna do, I am using ChatGPT for the auto completion library that they have, and then I saving everything into. I get in the results. I parse it out. I parse it into an object, and then saving it into NFT storage. And then NFT storage will get the CID, which I am storing it into the Filecoin, the FVN machine network, and then and then we use that to display it in the front end. So while it's waiting, we can have a preview using the NFT storage CID. So here is like a simple description of that. Like we give it a title, and then we can see that we got 5 questions, and then all of them are timed with 30 seconds each. And then you can start take the quiz. So here, so if you answer all correctly, it will give you an option to mend, and if you don't, then it's gonna ask you to try again. So yeah, so you can see for this I am using I'm gonna save it into not only into the contract, but also I am gonna save it into table length so that I can get more creative. Like I can get some table length is like a Web3 SQL like database where you can do a lot of stuff. And then I am using that. I would like to use that to get the top users within the app and make a leaderboard and make it a community base. Something went wrong here, but yeah, let's suppose that it work. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is to get a profile. So here are all the quizzes that you have taken, and then here are the quizzes that you have created. And then this is gonna come. I haven't finished this part. I'm still working with table length. So far, I am able to create tables and to read from tables. But what I envision to finish with this is to have all your quiz returned from table length as well as a leaderboard. Where you can get the top 10 users and display it here to make it more community based. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Cool build. So the quizzes are stored in IPFS, and then if you get the quiz right, then it goes on chain. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah.
Cool. Yep. That's probably the right way to do that. Awesome. Oh, Coderxyz, you were in New York too. Did you hack at the hackathon?
Oh yes, this was part of it. This was part of
Awesome.
it. Yeah. I missed you. I missed you guys, I guess, there. I was focused on building, but yeah, I missed you. I think I met Codechef Song. I met Andrea and Damien.
Yeah, it was just me probably. I wasn't there the last day. Sorry,
Oh,
go ahead,
cool.
Damu.
No, yeah, I met with him there, and I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to know which is one because some of the of we some of them don't show the face in this meeting. So when I know him in real life, I don't know what he looked like.
There's so many people wandering around there that I'm like, this person's probably like like 100 millionaire or something, and I don't even know
Yeah,
it. Yeah, there's a lot of
yeah,
on folks, even within the build guild. It's really cool. We don't know what some people look like. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, you are this.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you're taller than I expected. That kind of thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Coder, did you want to show off an OP build too, or was this the build you were showing off? Just checking in that I
Uh,
don't skip you on something else.
yeah. I'm not sure if it is no one doing the OP, I can help, but I prefer not to. But
Okay.
if it is nobody, I can help. But
Okay.
I'm not prepared though. I am.
Okay.
Actually, it was raining this morning, or it's raining in New York City, and I all wet. So I just was
Man.
commuting and
Yeah, I saw the water in Brooklyn. It looks
right. And I'm here
hairy.
in Brooklyn, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
We have to walk for like 30 minutes to get into the office.
Yikes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, stay dry. Stay dry out there.
Thanks.
Okay. So I think Isaac is up next. Isaac, are you here? Are you with us? You want to share? And then if not Isaac, I think we're skipping Dev Daniel and going to Light. Is Light here? And then if not, oh wait, we got one. We got to take her. Who is it? Jump on in.
Light.
Let's go, Light. Show us your build. Share your screen. You're up.
Okay.
Then after Light, we'll have Fran. It's coming up. It's coming up. Wait for it. Oh no. Come on, there it is. Okay, we got it. We got a CLI here.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yep, we got you.
Okay, good day, everyone. Today's like my first day presenting on BuidlGuidl, so I'm a bit nervous. All right, so I'm working on a CLI project called leth-cli. So just a fun stuff for me. Light, my name, and then ETH. So that's why I gave it the name leth. Right. So currently what I have, you can add like ABIs, and so let me just do a couple of demonstrations. So
I'm interested in this ENS buy command too. That's like a two-step commit reveal. That's tricky.
yeah, I'm still having like issues with that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be presenting that later on, but
Sounds good.
Yeah. So okay, so I can just let me get this ABI file so I can do it. So I can type in the name of the ABI, probably just give it storage.
That's a pretty CLI input. That's a I like the, I don't know, that's looks nice.
Yeah. Thank you. So the features I actually want to like show off would be these transfer token features. So basically, for now, it works for ETH only. So I don't know if you can see this file.
Yep,
This
we've
is
got it. Like
this,
comma separated address and amount.
Yeah. So this like a CSV file, and I could just do leads a transfer file, passing the file, and then my private key. So for now, I'm using the Goalie testnet. So
I love the little spinners and the little, like the touch that you gave that kind of that left column that gives you an idea of like what the text is. Are those like icons or like what are those? How do I make my CLI look that nice?
Okay, I used a package. I used a package. Let me Clark prompts.
Okay, CLACK, clack.
Yeah, Clark. Yeah, CLA.
Cool. I'll check that out. That's cool. Neat. Awesome. So what all do we do here? We can upload files. What? Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack your demo. Keep going.
From files. So you can just, if you have like a bunch of addresses you want to transfer tokens to, you could just like list them out in the CSV and then transfer.
That's really handy. I had to do that yesterday and I couldn't find a good splitter. I needed a splitter contract that I could use out of a Gnosis safe, and it was tricky. I think maybe Light might be having internet connections or something. Internet connection issues. Are you still out there, Light? Uh-oh. We might have to move on to Fran.
Stage. He transfers maybe.
Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
think we're
Sorry.
missing you.
Yeah, my network went off.
All
So
good.
so with transfer percentage, you can just like have maybe you want to share 1 ETH to maybe like 5 addresses, and each person gets like a certain percentage, maybe 30, 20, and all those stuff. So you could specify that. So let me just get a quick example. Maybe we just show off that. So this is what it would look like if I'm to transfer using the transfer percentages. So I can just list out the addresses, and then this person, the first address get 30%, the second one gets 17. This is the amount of Ether I want to send. So I don't think this is complete. So I would just.
What is that? A private key?
Yeah. The
Okay.
private key, yes. I'm testing
Okay.
it, yeah. So
throw that in an env file next time.
okay. Okay, so yeah, I have to pass in the network.
Nice. So you're going to take 0.0005 ETH and you're going to split it 30/70 between these two addresses.
Yes.
Very cool.
That's basically what it does. Yeah, so this is just for the V1, what I have currently. So for V2, what I'm currently working on, I want to make like this ENS buy work. So everything concerning ENS, buying subnames, and just the whole package. That's basically what I'm working on now.
Awesome.
Yeah, I believe I'll be presenting it very soon.
That's a good build. And figuring out how to get ENS to work is going to be a trick because of the commit reveal and the stuff. You're kind of having to reinvent how they handle their front ends. But this is a great build. This is what if you're an Ethereum builder and you've kind of gone through the speed run and you're looking for what's next, I always tell people they should build their own command line. Having your own CLI like this gives you your own local tool set. And of course, many people have built CLIs before, but it's good for you to learn all the different intricacies of talking to contracts, getting balances, talking to RPCs. And you do that in a very raw way by creating your own command line tool. So I definitely recommend everyone out there create their own little command line tool and have it set up locally. Did you use VM or Ethers for your scripts? Ethers. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's kind of a new dog on the block, and that's VM. And I've been falling in love with the way VM works. It's very clean and easy to build scripts with, and it plugs right into WAGMI in the front end with the same functions, just like Ethers does. Ethers has kind of a React thing too, but good command line tool. I think Fran is up next. If you'll give us the screen share back, Light. Good build.
Yeah. Thank you.
And then our guy Fran is up next if he's got his audio.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Yep.
So share this one. Okay. So can you see the screen?
Yep, we got it. Hacked wallet recovery.
Yeah, so some Bounty Fridays ago, I see the project from Fran and Irfanb that they were working on the wallet recovery mechanism with flashbots. And I have talked with them and tried to revamp the UI and have a more simpler approach to proceed with the tool. And also some kind of guidance in the tool in order to having on mind. I don't know if you remember this project, but has some complexity and also it can fail. So how to recover when you fail it and so on is something that we are going to manage better in the next version that we have more or less ready. But for the moment being, like people were saying, was asking for the tool on the chats and so on, we have tried to get it ready as soon as possible with this flow. So First of all, we have to connect our secure wallet.
So we have kind of two different wallets here. We're going to have a wallet that's been hacked, and then we're going to have a wallet that's secure. And you're going to come in and you're going to, and you have a designer working with you too. It's pretty obvious. This is awesome.
Yeah, she has done a really cool stuff here. So first step is like Austin says, we have two accounts. We have connect the same one where all the assets are going to be inside after the process. And now we have to set the hacked wallet, and we are going to check the NFTs, ERC20s and ERC, the both NFTs, the 7021 and the 1551. And also, if you want to add something more manually, here you can add ERC20s, the classes that we have seen, and also the custom one. If you know the contract address and the function signature that you want to trigger, you will be able to fill the parameters and also add to the screen. Here we will select the one that we want, because maybe we have some CP stuff that we don't want to transfer for this wallet and to pay for it. And now we can continue. And here are the transactions, the gas estimation, and we can go back again and select another stuff or whatever, but at the end, we are going to proceed with these two. Here I'm pointing on Whirly, okay, on the testnet, and now we can start signing. So we are always advising the user here on this pop-up how MetaMask is going to proceed, or how the wallet is going to proceed. So
Very
here
nice.
to say to the user to prepare to change the network to our local RPC. Now we have to fulfill the founding transaction in order to pay all the gas of the bundle. Now we have to switch to the hack address here. And you see the button is disabled until you have your wallet, your hacked wallet connected. And now you have to sign all the transactions, okay? So as you see here, and now Elliot, we talk a bit, we are suggesting the gas with of the transaction, and also we are planning to manage the priority fee, because it's the current problem that we have now, in order to be able to prepare a retry mechanism. Okay, so because in the retry the idea is increase the priority fee and also the gas, so in this way you can try to avoid. The problem of the application is that at the end it's really attached to this gas suggestion stuff and all the limits on gas that you are setting. So sometimes it's going to fail, okay? And if it's not fail, we will see at the end, you will see the final that we have. Okay, so it has been success, okay? We have here the assets have been recovered, and also you can here finish or sharing socials. Here I have been helping with recover my assets with this tool and so on, and also say it on Twitter. This domain, the one for the hacked wallet recovery, is pointing to mainnet, okay, and it's open to use it. We will change, as I say, the version in few, but at least you have something to work with. If we finish, we start from scratch. If we fail, there is a pop-up also that explains to you the issue about the gas, what I have mentioned, and also has a link to a video in order to move to MetaMask and remove all the clear data actions that we have to do, remove the RPC that we are not able to do it automatically. So it's all manual, okay? So now if I connect, now I will be connected with my hacked wallet first. This one now has, no, I don't, let me check the other account. This one was, second. This one was the save, so now it's going to be the hacked. And as you see here, we have the tokens recovered here, okay? So, yeah, that's more or less all. And everyone that want to use it, it has there. I have to say that the guys have worked like lions. It has been really good to collaborate with them. Irfanb has not been able to join us today, but also Elliot is here, and he has done a great job with the suggestion of the gas and so on. And also we have plenty things to do. So if you want to mention something, Elliot, you are welcome. And the stage is yours.
Okay. Yeah, just real quick. I just want to underline and highlight, well, first of all, just Irfan and Fran who have done the work on this, and the designer friend of Fran's who did this like amazing job. I'm astounded with the finished product. Every other build prior to this that tried to address this issue and use flashbots to recover assets, they always required the user to go into their MetaMask settings and set specific gas price, which was kind of a shot in the dark for most users. And admittedly, they kind of admitted that in any README that mentioned that. But we're able to set it dynamically here. And something that's not always obvious, or wasn't obvious to some people that I talked to, that we discovered, was you can actually suggest the gas price to MetaMask. And so in 99% of use cases, you don't want to suggest the gas price to MetaMask because MetaMask is going to do a better job of figuring out what it is. But in this specific use case where we're using the flashbots RPC and we have to, figure all these things out ahead of time, it makes a lot of sense to just suggest that gas price because we have to use the flashbots RPC. So it's just for people to like put it in their brain that this is a possibility, and if you ever have need of that, you can suggest the gas price to MetaMask. So just wanted to underline that.
Really, really cool build, guys. The iterations that we've seen on this idea, it really reminds me of kind of how ABI Ninja came together within the Build Guild too. We had someone build something and then use it for a little bit and get frustrated and then kind of hand it off, and someone else kind of took it a little bit farther. And in this case, we went from Irfan to Fran, and you guys put some style on it and really like guided the user through. Even adding the RPC is really complicated for a user. Like, of course, gas is going to be weird because it's like a weird RPC, and that wasn't even something I was thinking about. But the RPC, just getting the RPC added into the wallet in the first place is kind of a pain in the butt. And you guys do that all automatically here. That was really nice. I think if I mean, like, this is usable, right? Anybody can go to hackedwalletrecovery.com and use it.
Yep.
If I had to add two tiny nitpicks, I think the first one would be that you start by providing the hacked wallet address. You start by looking through your assets, and then once you've got the hacked wallet and the assets, then you connect your safe wallet and prepare that, because it's just what the person is thinking about is like, this account got hacked. I need to see if I can even find these things. They're not thinking about their safe wallet at first. They're thinking about their hacked wallet first. Then once they've got their hacked wallet picked out, they've got their assets picked out, then you have them pick that safe wallet. I think that's like the one little piece of UX I would change here, instead of having them connect the safe wallet first. But this is so good, you guys. Great build. This is going to save a lot of people's assets.
Done, and we have not present it because we have some issues at the issue is that we are using a dummy address in order to render here the automatic assets, and then we try to replace it. And when we try to replace it, I have seen in my account arriving the assets. And because of that, we have stopped this version for the moment being, but it's completely like you say, and the reason is the same that you have said. We have think on people that has been hacked, and you don't want to connect to anything. So first of all, set the hacked address, check all the stuff, review that all the transactions are fine, and then you file. And yeah, it's like that in the next flow. I'm not sure if it's going to be 1 or 2 weeks, but it will be alive for sure. And also the retry mechanism, that is the next step also, in order to you fail and you can increase again the gas a little bit and try to go
That's
farther.
awesome. Yep, that's awesome. You guys are really thinking about the end user's experience here. And it's kind of like a delicate period for this user where they've been hacked, they've lost money, they're trying to recover something, they're probably unhappy. There's just like a lot of things going on, and to be able to provide this kind of hand holding through the process of trying to recover some of those deeper assets that didn't get stolen, that's just a really nice experience. So good work, you guys. Keep going on this. I think it looks like you've got the domain. we'll
yeah,
need to
yeah.
be careful with that so we don't like rug people on the domain. We'll need to make sure that that stays where it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it becomes like a reputable thing. Like make sure the
Yeah, for
SSL
sure.
doesn't expire or anything like that. And we'll keep
Yeah.
sending people to this domain. But I think it's
Yeah,
ready
yeah.
now. But yeah, a couple more iterations maybe for light UX reasons. But I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
when someone comes to me, I think I can send them to hackedwalletrecovery.com and I think they can figure it out. Great
Yeah.
work.
Cool. Thank you so.
Awesome. All right. I think we have Steve next and then Danny. I think Steve might be showing off some DeFi stuff. What do you got, Steve?
Yo,
Steve?
yeah, it's good to be here. Yeah, so my stuff isn't as clean yet. It's actually kind of like a call to action for folks too. So I'll share my screen and then get into it. Hopefully not bore you to death with DeFi stuff. So all right. So basically I have been pretty into DeFi for the last couple of years. And I'm sure people will have like gone through SpeedRunEthereum. In case for anyone who's viewing this video later on, right? SpeedRunEthereum tutorials gets people on ramped from Web 2 or Web 0. I was Web 0 into Web 3. And then basically you get to like develop smart contracts and get really a lay of the land and your hands dirty thanks to like this awesome community. So there's this thing called like the tech tree that has been floating around. And basically it's like, I'm in the coffee shop, sorry. But basically it's like, once you go through SpeedRunEthereum, it's like, where do you want to go next? So for me, I wanted to go into DeFi and work in DeFi protocols, or at least like get to know them more, etc. So you gotta get your hands dirty. So what I started working on, and it kind of like stopped last year, like 6 months ago, but kind of picked up again, was this new DeFi challenges branch. Okay, so it's inside Scaffold-Eth. And long story short, this one walks you through a Yearn v2 strategy, like how to actually create a strategy. So it might sound really complicated, it might sound really scary. And I think when you're showcasing, like me showcasing something about Tie Friday that's more education focused, I think I'm just going to touch on like the points of these two challenges. So the point of like the DeFi challenge branch is to basically get someone from like finishing SpeedRunEthereum to then being comfortable with like, hey, here's a code challenge from XYZ protocol from Yearn. They're like integrate into Compound. And you're like, where do I even start? Right. So it's just to get you going through like the reps and the sets that one may take as like a smart contract developer. And actually this one's really nice because, or I like it because it was built off of something, not just me. So it was like ETH Global did a Yearn smithing like tutorial with Charles Dalton, which is like one of the primary strategists at Yearn. So if you don't know Yearn, they have like 300 million TVL right now. They're a big deal. Everyone thinks of them when they think of yield aggregation. And so this tutorial is great. It walks you through, but I reached out to Charles and he didn't push the commit he made with his challenger. So like all the work that he did was lost. So I ended up just creating the tutorial myself and creating a markdown that walks people through. So if you've gone through like the Dex challenge, like I worked on that with Moonpappy and back in the day. And when you go through a challenge like the Dex challenge, you'll be invited to a Telegram group. And we're hoping to basically start a Telegram group for someone who's entering like this Yearn strategy tutorial. And from there, they'll go through and like learn, top down how to even start something like this. So first off, similar to auditing, right? From my knowledge, I'm not an auditor. You want to get a general scope of like the overall protocol that you're working with this project, right? So you're going to have to understand transaction flow, permissions, the protocol, etc. So this thing walks you through all that. And then finally, you're going to dive into the code. And within the code, like as you go through the challenge, just like the Dex challenge, we have like solution code through this. So this full markdown is like ready. It's on there. And it guides you basically through, I have the solutions here. This is the solutions. I mean, I might delete them so no one can look at them. Yeah, here are the solutions. And like you can see here, like the common things that people need to think about with yield aggregators, which is like accounting and actually using tokenized vaults and integrating with protocols. If this is all a bunch of mumbo jumbo, stop me at any time. But I'm just trying to rip through this because it's a lot of stuff. And actually the NAT spec, like the comments in here, like really lay it out. It says like prepare return, reports the accounting losses and gains from the last time harvest was called. So as I kind of mentioned before, and that's what I'm trying to key on here, is like This markdown, I tried to write it, and I really need people to walk through it and troubleshoot it. But I tried to write it so that people go through the common like high level flow and get the gotchas that like Austin really does well in his videos before they jump into the code. And then finally, the sweet thing is like the urine tutorial. This is challenge number 1. It's at a point where like I took the challenge that Charles had wrote. So basically all you're doing is creating a strategy that integrates into Compound. And so what it does is takes a vault that has DAI in it. Let's say Austin comes along. He wants to deposit DAI into a tokenized vault, right? And then he wants that DAI to earn yield. So then basically what the vault will do, right, will take a strategy and lend it to Compound and like earn APY. And this workflow here, like this, once you go through the whole tutorial, you've actually gone through exactly what Urn gets people to do if they want to be real strategists. And at the end, you run a script called make test, and it runs all the integration tests. So like if you're worried about creating a Urn strategy and you're like, man, I just created the strategy, I don't know what I'm doing, and you're worried it's going to lose like $100 million, like no sweat, kind of. Like Urn has created full integration scripts that I've included in here that basically run and do like fork tests to check how your strategy works. So the sweet thing about that is like you only have to worry about creating a strategy or like an adapter or whatever. Your little thing, you don't have to worry about how it's going to explode and implode Urn is what I'm trying to get at. So anyways, that's like the general walkthrough. The call to action I have here is like, I'm not a front end developer and I had Solid Oracle, a great guy, I know, kind of like look at this and probably help, but I'd love to bring this into Scaffold-Eth v2. And then basically from there, this could be like the first tutorial for DeFi challenges. And I have all these other windows open. I'm not going to get into them too much, but the second challenge that I've actually created and working on with like the sommelier devs is a sommelier adapter. And like what I will quickly say over like a minute and not hopefully yelling over like coffee machines is like the Urn tutorial I created there, ERC 4626 wasn't a full standard yet. Like not everyone was using it. Now Urn has moved to V3. So if you don't know 4626 standard, go check it out. But basically it's a way for all yield aggregators to use the same standard. It's like ERC 20 for tokens, but for yield aggregator vaults. And the sweet thing with that is like, again, this kind of like spurred from me wanting to get more and more into DeFi. So I was like, well, what's the best way to do that without being in tutorial hell? It's like, just build stuff, right? So, so the sweet thing with 4626 is it breaks building like strategies into 2 parts. The first part is like just creating ways to integrate with protocols you're interested in, right? So, and then the second part is creating like all the extra widgets and stuff that are needed for a yield aggregator, like how to do accounting. Think of it like you're managing a portfolio. It's like, cool, you can go out and buy those assets, but someone at the end of the day, you have to be accounting everything. So it's like a lot of like loose parts. So the sweet thing is that like, that's the focus of this new strategy that I've been working on, or sorry, new, where is it? Oh, here it is, sorry, it's in the code actually. So this new challenge, so number 2, it breaks down like, hey, here's how to actually create a sommelier as a yield aggregator project. And essentially this is like a visual, sorry, hide my screen. A long story short is they use 4626 vaults and integrate with like different protocols. And so if you imagine like they actually have a really high performing one for ETH, so you can put ETH in and they take care of it and rebalance their Uniswap v3 LP positions. And that's super big brain. That's way too big brain for me. But basically they have like achieved a lot of like high yield and high performance doing that. And the way they do that is actually Sommelier has their own like Cosmos chain, and they send message data, like encoded message data, to rebalance or like manage assets on the EVM. If this is all mumbo jumbo, I'm just going to skip this then. But long story again short, the challenge basically walks you through creating like what we call adapters, or what they call adapters, to integrate like these vaults on mainnet into the different protocols. So you imagine like the vaults are here, then they need to integrate into like Compound, Uniswap, Aave, or in this case with this challenge, they're gonna actually integrate into Aura. So I have to replace all the visuals in here, but like the README is written, the challenge is written, the code is written, And again, kind of like the call to action is like, it'd be great to get a front end person to create like a front end that's similar to, say, like the Dex challenge, and then go from there. I feel like I've been rambling though, so let me find the screen.
All good. I think I was the one who wrote the front end for the Dex challenge. I don't think you want that. Let's find an even better front end engineer than the Dex challenge. Awesome, awesome stuff. I think that, like, Steve, you're also like, you mentioned the tech tree, but I feel like you and I will probably write the DeFi branches of the tech tree as we get to it. And vaults are such a key thing, and learning these strategies are such a key thing, and they're out of my wheelhouse too. They're over my head, but if you're interested in getting into it, looks like we've got a hand up. Was that you, Dev Daniel? I don't know who had the hand up, but get off mute and ask your question if you want, or YOLO it into the chat if your internet is bad.
Yeah, or just feel free to hit me up too. I could put my Telegram in the chat, but like, I just wanted to end. Sorry, I was just like kind of noisy and crazy here, but
good.
I just wanted to end and say, like, the DeFi branch, Austin and I are talking about it. It's like a work in progress, right? If people can work on the front end, hell yeah, that's awesome. I think we need to see like if people actually want this. Like it teaches me and it gets you the reps in if you want to become a DeFi dev, which is great. But eventually, like, there's just too much in DeFi. So I think we're looking at trying to line up like I'm talking to Yurin actually and develop that tutorial, and I talked to Somali and develop that tutorial. I think if there's other protocols we can stitch into, we will do that. But eventually it's like they walk through that and they're at the point where they start having like a resume almost, right? They're like, I walked through this tutorial with BuidlGuidl, you know, sponsored by Ethereum Foundation, and I'm ready to like at least try contributing, which is really awesome. But then this idea, like this, how we develop like this tech branch, this the DeFi branch, if people are interested in doing it for like NFTs, for DAO stuff, like I think hopefully
We've got a bigger tree to build,
an example.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyways, so yeah, feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my Telegram in there.
And we've got two different calls to action here. Both of these things, it would be great to get them migrated over to Scaffold-Eth to, both of these things. The other thing is the balancer. We have a balancer starter kit that you're also helping with, another DeFi integration. We're looking for folks that can take Scaffold-Eth 1 and turn it into Scaffold-Eth 2 and get it into that modern stack. So we have this Scaffold-Eth kind of, DeFi starter kit, and then we have this Scaffold-Eth balancer starter kit, but a handful of them. So if you're well versed in Scaffold-Eth 2 and maybe even transitioning, reach out to Steve P and I, and we'll connect you with a couple challenges that we have. But also, if you're just looking to learn more vaults, get a hold of this and run through this tutorial. It's really good. And also shout out for the original Dex, right? The Dex that's in the speedrun. You and Moonpappy worked on it way back in the day. It probably would not exist in the form that it does without you guys. So thank you. Another good BuidlGuidl story.
Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. I think we have one left. If there's a question there, shout it out. I think we have Danny is up next with our last one, and we'll call it a day. We'll call it a Friday. Any last questions? Or Danny, are you up?
Yeah. Can you hear me? All right, one moment. Let me share my screen.
And Steve, paste some of those links in so we can make sure we have them in the show notes and we get them linked up so people watching this later could go find those repos.
Oh man, it seems like I've got some permission issues.
Oh no.
1 sec.
Yeah, you might have to, sometimes you even have to like quit out. It's
Yeah. Seems like that might be the case.
Oh no. Okay.
God
you could
damn
hurry
it.
Go ahead.
All right, real quick.
Yeah. Maybe I could show off the event wallet. Is the event wallet still at the normal event wallet place, Damu? I don't know if we have moved it over yet.
Yes, it's the event wallet, but in the game wallet branch. 1 second.
I'm just gonna share this one. So this is the game. I think we played it here on Bowtie Friday, maybe last week, but just showing it off so folks can see it. Also killing time so we can get Danny hooked up with permissions. But yeah, here's the game wallet branch. But this is kind of a burner wallet that you guys have seen before, but it lets you buy and sell. See, these avocados are real low, right? I'm gonna buy like 10 avocados. There we go. And it's gonna basically make a trade on a DEX, on a side chain. And so this is kind of our trading game, our fruit trading game. McToady has orchestrated a bunch of DEXs in the background, and Damu has created this front end. Go ahead, Danny. Anytime, let me get out of here. I'll quit sharing. Yeah, go ahead. Just fill in time. We'll have this cool fruit trading game forkable pretty soon, and we'll get some new wallet designs in there, and we'll get some cool games built on top of it. Go ahead, Danny.
All right. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
Maybe. I'll just keep doing this until the screen comes up.
Let's all do that.
Yeah. Don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. Keep it going. Oh, there we go. We got something. Yep, we got it. We got a Zoom screen.
Perfect. Okay, so I want to run through two builds quickly. So the first is real quick. This we call it the NFT bound wallet, NFT bound account wallet, and it's basically using ERC 6551, which was just talked about earlier. And we're trying to build a wallet that's going to allow users to use the accounts that's created from the ERC 6551 to do transactions. And basically, you'd be able to have on-chain footprints for your NFTs. So to get started, you would like mint an NFT, but I've already done that. So you could go to view, and this is what it looks like. It's kind of got the main account that's bound to the NFT on display here, the owner, and basically the token ID. So this is a dynamic NFT, so you can actually switch this account to different accounts that you create for the NFT. And right now, what we've got is we basically can do ETH and token transfers right now. So here's a bunch of ETH. It's actually deployed to base curly. So there's a bunch of ETH I sent to it, and we could send that out. So let me show that real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna send this to, and I know we didn't have time to use the ETH
input and address input. Yeah, definitely when you're using Scaffold-Eth. When I saw that address get pasted in there without the blocky preview, I got goosebumps a little bit. You got to use those components.
It was pretty much like last minute, so just like threw it in there. So there's a bunch of UI, UX things that needs to be done, but basically the bare bones functionality works. You could transfer ETH and you could transfer tokens. So we are really looking to do account abstraction with this. So that's something that we're looking to do down the road, as well as bring your own NFT. So right now you can actually mint the NFT and you'd have the accounts, but we'd like to do password. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, I mean, like we can see the dots, but you're good. Like, yeah, you're good. Yeah, just don't sound it out. We got a dip too, right at the end of the hour. Last minute password. That's a long password. Jeez.
Yeah, well, I had to make it really long. So while that's working, the second thing I wanted to show real quick is a component I built for switching networks. So some inspiration from Technophile. He had a repo that had the basics for this. It's just that didn't actually switch the network of the contract. It basically switches the network on your MetaMask or whatever wallet you're connected with, but it doesn't switch the network of the smart contract to whatever network you're deployed to. So I kind of built this component to do that. This isn't about the build, it's about the component, which is
Cool.
the, and you can easily, right now is a mainnet. So if your wallet is on a different network than the network that the app is deployed to, you're going to see this switch network. And that's when your wallet is in one of the allowed networks or like enabled chains, but it's not on the same one as the app currently. So you can actually switch, but if you're on a total different network that's not allowed, it's going to tell you you're on the wrong network. So right now, I basically switched the network to Matic, and right now the smart contracts are also pointed to Matic, so you can actually have transactions. That's why you can see my deployed wrappers for the contracts here on Matic. Oops, I think I need to have gone back. So
That's cool.
Yeah, this is something that I've been wanting to do. So right now you can actually have you can deploy your contracts to different networks, and you can just go ahead and switch the network to whatever. So I don't have anything deployed to mainnet, so there's nothing there.
Awesome. Cool network switcher. Yeah, I definitely need that. I need to fork a network switcher for a handful of different things. If you're building like a bridge or anything that's going to be cross-chain, you really need to be able to switch between multiple networks. And Scaffold-Eth normally just points you at a single network, right? And everything works, and it's really nice because it can switch from one network to another, and all your block explorer links update. But in this case, you may have a bridge or something that's cross-chain, and you need to work the user through, navigating between two different networks. So that's a touchy piece of UX, and we need good components around that.
Yeah,
Cool build.
You can't just fork that, because there's a lot of different components that I had to actually modify to actually get that to work. So it's something that could either be worked on for like the main Scaffold-Eth branch or something like a pull request, or because there's like all of these files, I had to document it, so it's there, but you can't just like go unless you like fork the build and then you do your thing. Other than that, there's a lot of different things because of the way the Scaffold-Eth is set up. Like most of the files is in the Scaffold-Eth config file, so it kind of imports the function that does a lot of things. So you need to like modify a lot of different files for it to work smoothly.
It would kind of be cool if you did PRN and it was something that was in that scaffold config file. And you could say, like network selector, and it starts at false. But if someone sets network selector to true, then there's some other select network.typescript file that's just there, that's kind of maybe empty or contains like one or two networks. And basically they just flip that to true. And then all of a sudden they have a network selector now, and it switches between those two networks, and they can get into that select network and add to the networks that they want to add. I think that would be the best developer experience. If I could just go turn it on in the settings and decide what networks I would like to have available, and then it would just show up and let me switch my app between the networks.
Yeah, I think that would be great. But like what I'm trying to say is, before that could work, like you need to actually modify the other components.
Right. We would need a PR into Scaffold-Eth that like modifies all these components for sure, and just has it ready for a developer.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yep.
So quick, before we go, I know there's we're kind of like past time already. I just wanted to mention this wasn't a solo effort. There's a bunch of builders on the call here that worked on this. Daniel, Casey, Pele, they worked on this build with me to actually do this, and two other folks that's not here right now. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to them first.
Awesome. Good shout out. Yeah, good devs. Keep building, you guys. This is another good. Oh, and Simone or Simon too.
Yeah, Simon.
Yep. Cool. Awesome. Great build. Great bow tie Friday. A lot of cool stuff getting showed off here. Some prototypes, some almost finished products, some developer experiences, some user experiences, lots of really cool stuff. Thank you all for coming out. Happy Friday. Keep building, keep making cool stuff. Hearts, hearts, hearts. Happy Friday. See you guys later.